It's time, folks. Don't touch that dial. It's time for Tales of the Abyss, the war version. So when we last let off, we're heading to Kesedonia here, and we're in the middle of the war, and we're gonna try running across the war field here. And it's kind of annoying. You got these night scenes. It's kind of like Castlevania 2. Just suddenly have a horrible night to have a curse. And of course, you gotta fight several enemies as you go. But I'm gonna go ahead and skip all those nights and show you we're headed to Kesedonia here. So I just got to run through there with cute cat version of Tyr, and no problems. The enemies will just completely leave you alone. Oh yeah, and depending on how you did, you know, how many people you helped or fought or whatever, once you arrive you get some items here, depending on your performance. And then we'll switch back to our other party. Remember, we split into three men cells, I guess. 2 groups of 3. 3 groups of 2. 1 group of 6. And for walkthrough purposes, of course, I'm just going to kind of show what's supposed to be done, and then we'll skip. Got to talk to Rose here, and we're going to, you know, try to get everybody out of Engave, because we know this section of the land is going to collapse, taking the entire army with it, which seems to be Van's goal, to pretty much murder everybody by getting everybody to start a war and then just collapse the entire section of land that they're fighting on. And as Jade said, that's terrible, but it's also an efficient way of killing everybody. A lot of Tales games are actually pretty dark, now that I think about it. And of course, you know, depending on the choices you make, and there's this night and day cycle again, where they force you to sleep and have a conversation, and then you just keep going, and I think it takes usually like 3 or 4 nights to get to Kesedonia. Might as well have a fight. So I'm going to be playing with Tyr, or not Tyr, but Anis for a while. Probably my favorite character to use. Man, if I was him, I'd be running away. When you see a giant stuffed animal, you got a giant stuffed animal attacking you, yeah, you should run. But yeah, Anis is awesome. So I'll be using her in the battles for a while here. And I'll try to showcase everybody, of course. So once we get to Kesedonia, both of our groups will be meeting up and be surprised.
総大将のアルマンダイン伯爵がモンスと会談するってここに来てるらしいんだ。それで追いかけてきたんだけど。
You know, they're trying to get to Aradaman. You chose a pretty dangerous, way to get here.
グラン国魔は要塞都市です。開戦と同時に外部からの侵入はできなくなりました。
それでケセドニアへ。
So there's going to be a real important scene coming up here. So I'm going to leave it in to the game involving Natalia and Luke in a way too. So I'll be leaving the scene in its entirety and trying to explain it a little bit. And once again, I don't know if everybody's, a fan of commentary, but I always think it makes the game a little more interesting, especially playing the Japanese version. So there's the guy in charge of the, the war. So, she's alive. And Luke is alive, so there's no reason for the war to be going on. So they need to, prepare to stop the war. So, lots of surprises here. Because they were thinking everybody was dead from Axelius. And it was Luke's fault, of course. Not an attack from the other country. Of course, evil Moss is standing there. Anybody with the name of Moss has to be evil, right? So, warning them about the entire mantle collapsing. The war section. And of course, Moss is going to interfere here, saying we shouldn't listen to the fake princess. And yeah, her language is polite, but it's, how dare you insult my family. And of course he knows that Luke is a replica, so he has really no right or no authority. So he's asking about Natalia's hair and her eye color. Red hair and green eyes is what's the usual color for the family class. The royal class. Like the king, he has reddish hair. And since she's completely different, she's actually not the real princess. So this is a big shock to Natalia. That she is not the true bloodline princess. And there'll be some more details about it later. So they're going to return to the war planning. Luke's warning them the entire thing is going to collapse. And Moss doesn't care. And he's okay, because it'll follow the score. He knows about Yuria City. He's just obsessed with following the score. Whatever the score says, he must, make it follow the score. Because that's the way the history and future is written. So Eon is gonna return to Dart. But Eon wants to do a little bit of research and do, some things kind of behind the scenes. He's still on our side, of course. Huh, if there's something wrong, you'll come to rescue me, right, Anis? He's releasing her as a phone master guardian. But he's got a reason for it. So he's kind of releasing Anis from duty. That way Anis can go with us. So we're gonna return to Dart.
イオンのやつ、何考えてんだ。
アニスをここに残したということはいずれは戻られるつもりなのでしょう。それより
Yeah, they're worried about Natalia.
私なら大丈夫です。それよりもバチカルへ参りましょう。
They need to go to
もはや
Bachkaur.
軍を止められるのは父。いえ、国王陛下だけですわ。
She said, my father,
そ
no,
れなら
the
国
king.
境を越える方法を探さないといけないわ。
The king's the only one that can stop the
ここは
war
国境
now.
線上の町です。きっと通り抜けられる場所がありますよ。
ルーク、しばらくはナタリアから目を離すなよ。
So keep an eye on Natalia, Luke.
ああ、
She's, not going to be doing too well. Of course, Guy, he can't help much because he has to stay away from women. So yeah, they have this stupid barrier here because the two countries are divided, and this is kind of the dividing line.
ナタリア、本当のお姫様じゃないのかな。
本当だろうとなかろうと、俺たちにとっては何も変わらない。そうだろ。
Wow, Guy is such a nice guy.
当人がどう考えるかですね。
そうね、心配だわ。
俺も自分が本物じゃないって言われた時、すげえへこんだから。
Yeah, Luke was really depressed
たとえデマだとしても許せねえ。
when he found out he wasn't a real,
彼女の問題は
he wasn't the real one.
を見つけなければなりません。
And Natalia is in a similar situation now.
今は戦争を停戦に導くことを考えましょう。
そうだな。
So it's kind of funny that it's barricaded off, but you can walk into the bar here and sort of walk around to the other door, and voila, we're on the other side of the war. But this guy is blocking the door and wanting the secret password in order to get through. I would say Anis should just pull up her nuigurumi and smack him a few times.
合言葉を買わないか。
It's like, would you like to buy the password?
あ、お前ら。
But we'll have to leave in the scene of the Shikoku no Tsubasa.
あら、いつかの坊やたちかい？
あんたたち。イオン様を誘拐したり、こんなとこでお金儲けしたり、何考えてるのよ。
Huh. You want gold?
だってお金が大好きなんです
She
もの。
loves gold.
私だって大好きよ。
Me too, I love money also.
おいおい。それより漆黒の翼さんよ。
Love Guy's
い
face
くらで売
there.
るってんだ。
So, how much?
6人で貸すから。
6 people.
ミュウもいますの。
Mew is here too.
7人で貸すから。
7 people.
7000ガルドでやる。
7,000 gold.
呆れた商売ね。
アホ。おめえが余計なこと言うから。
You idiot.
1000ガルド増えたぞ。
Because you talked, we had extra 1,000 gold. Now that's the time to be angry with Mew, I think. So anyway, after a long scene there, we finally get through. And no, I did not pay. You can choose, and I chose not to pay. And you get to talk your way out of it. So this is our fourth forced visit to Kesedonia. So we're going to talk to the Arijikokunin. Remember each visit to come here and give him what he wants, or else you won't get the special prize at the end. So this time he wants a Miracle Gumi, Panacea Bottle, and a Ringo. But we're starting to suspect this pattern here. If we give him stuff and then he gives us some junk in exchange. Alright, we'll give it to him. Maybe he'll use it this time to help people. Or he'll just throw it in this pit again. And they were like, yep, I figured that's what he was going to do with it. And he's going to give us a Thieves' Mant, which is not all that great. So yeah, it's kind of also tricking you, the player. It's like, man, should I really be trading stuff with this guy? It's like each time I lose something nice, and the only time it was something really nice was really? I gotta run around to get into the oasis? The only time it was nice was that first trade. It's like a mind trick. Developers are trying to mess with us. So from Kesedonia, of course, we're in the desert, and we're just gonna stop at the oasis, because Ash is here. He wanted to talk to Luke. Wondering about if he's, passing out or having voices in his head, or it's like the only thing is just you talking in my head. Because they're linked. There's a reason he is asking Luke that. That's all? Engave is starting to collapse. Don't have much time. Everybody in the battlefield is gonna die. So, I'll try to skip through a lot of this, but if you recall, this is the ruins, Zao Iseki, which we were in before. We fought Shink and Largo here, but there was a door we couldn't get through, and now we can get through that door. So up here is where that battle was, so I'm just jumping to this part so you don't have to watch me walk through the whole thing, because there's a Passage Ring here, the one holding up this section of land. So hopefully we can fix it. Of course. And it's boss time. So, this is the second time we fought a boss here. I am Anis, if you're wondering. And this will be a long battle probably, so I'll cut it in half. But yeah, it is fun to be Annis and just totally bash on things. She's a real tank. Alright, it's time to kick some butt. Yeah, take it. Take some more. I love that. Even Tokunaga, her stuffed animal, gets his own Ogi. He Ogi. Okay, we're getting close to finishing this guy off. Yeah, Annis is just awesome. Of all the Tales games, I mean, you can't beat a giant stuffed animal smacking the enemy around. Just so satisfying.
こいつは一体
創世紀の魔物じゃないかしら。以前ユリアシティにある本で見たことがあるわ。
Like a holy
ただこんなに
beast,
好戦的ではなかったと思うけど。
but he was probably here guarding
ここは以
the,
前オラクルの六人将が来ていましたわね。
you know, guarding
彼らが
the
刺激したのでは。
entranceway,
遺跡を守ってるだけかもしれないぜ。
protecting the ruins.
なんでもいいよ。とにかくもうこんなのが出てこないことを祈るって感じ。
同感ですね。では行きましょうか。
Alrighty, so we are into our next of the Passage Ring areas. And, you know, all of these have kind of a similar look, but, you know, they've also got kind of a different look too, which is nice. But yeah, just like the stained glass windows with the light coming in and the nice peaceful music. And just really like these places as a separate dungeon. So the plan is to activate, you know, this passage ring with the cell particles and hopefully lower this section of land slowly, because it's going to collapse anyway. So there's no way we can stop that process.
うわー、広い、高い。
Yes, big and high.
どうし
It's
た
a
の？
big room and we're way up here.
こんなものの上に暮らしてたなんて信じられねえ。
It's like amazing that they're living above such a room. And most people, you know, above don't even know about the existence of these
しかし好奇心、知識
places.
欲は時としていらぬ事実を人に突きつける。
外郭大師と同じだな。
それでも私たちは見てしまったのですから、現実から逃げるわけには参りませんわ。
Now that we've seen it, we can't
崩
escape
落は俺たち
from
を待ってくれねえんだ。
the reality that this is the way the world, you know, works. It's pretty epic. It's way down there. It's a pretty giant cavernous room. Yeah, I don't know, scale and size, just, it's really nice in this game. I don't know, honestly, the newer Tales games just don't feel as good for some reason. Can't quite explain it. Like I said in previous episodes, I've been somewhat disappointed with Berseria and Zesteria. I haven't played Arise. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Maybe some of you that have played it can let me know in the comments. Is it good, or does it have that real Tales feel to it? Vesperia is not too bad. It's pretty good. It's hard to pick a favorite. Honestly, I would say Abyss is, boy, maybe my second favorite. Destiny is just always one of the funnest ones. Remake, that is. But yeah, just this hallway, the way it looks, it's just cool. Got this bridge over massive expanse. And once again, here we are. And we got to see if we can activate this passage ring after our black loading screen, of course. So fortunately, not too many puzzles to deal with in this one. And there's the activation.
ここでも私に反応してくれたわ。やっぱり総長が封じてますか？
そのようですね。しかしセフィロトが暴走。
なあ、赤いところを削り取るんだよな。
So Luke's gonna use his Choshindo to reprogram here. So the red,
この後は
kind of angle barrier
光の真上に
password.
上向きの矢印を彫り込んでください。
So
私が変わりましょうか。
now he's gonna ask Luke to write some commands
強引に暗号を
to
消去
the
していますが
passage ring.
通常の操作では
It's kind of like a computer system almost. It's interesting.
ルークの超振動で無理やりに削っていかないと。
But it's written with the seventh
次に
phoneme.
命令を記入しますが、古代イスパニア語はわかりませんよね。
He doesn't know
当
Hispania
たり前だろ。
Hispania language.
わかりました。今使っているフォニック言語でお願いします。
So he's going to use phonic language
文法は
instead.
ほぼ同じですから動くでしょう。
なんて書くんだ。
What should I write?
ツリー上昇、速度3倍、固定。
わかった。
So he's going to write some commands that they can also send to the other one.
うまくいったみたいだな。
でもまだエンゲーブが。
So it's interesting that these are all linked.
第4セフィロトから第3セフィロトに線を伸ばしてください。
So he's going to connect the two of them
あとは第3セフィロトに先ほどと同じことを書き込んでくだ
and
さい。
then copy the commands.
第三セフィロトってのがシュレイの丘なんだな。やってみるよ。
That was the dungeon we already did. So we're copying the commands from the other one. So we can
降
lower
下し始
the
めたようですね。
whole Kesedonia section slowly.
念のため、
And this way it
降下が
won't
終了する
sink.
までパッセージリングのそばに待機していましょう。
It won't sink into the slimy purple
完
ooze.
全に降下したようです。パッセージリングにも異常はないですね。
Since we can't stop the collapse,
よかった。
at least we can,
な
slow
んかう
them
まくいきすぎて拍子抜けするぐらいだな。
as they fall into the abyss.
あんまり調子に乗らない方がいいんじゃないですか？
あ、それはそうかも。お、塩らしいな。調子に乗って取り返しのつかないことすんのは怖いしさ。
He's trying to, make amends for everything he's done.
ティア、お腹をしなくて
And
も
of
俺
course,
もう
Tyr,
放
each
送するって
time she's activated this, it's, made
そう
her
じゃないんだけど。
look sick.
きっと疲れたんだよ。なんだかんだで降下に丸1日以上かかってるもん。
And that's going to be important to the story, and she collapses.
おい、大丈夫か？
No, tear.
ごめんなさい。大丈夫よ。
Poor guy.
体調管理もできないなんて兵士として失格ね。兵士とかそんなことを
So
気に
it's
するより
interesting. Each character in this game has their own, kind of difficulty and trial that they have to overcome.
ありがとう。でも本当に平気よ。
So something's up with Tyr. It's going to be important. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get out of here. Maybe I'll show a battle or two.
楽勝って感じ。
Gotta have some fun in this episode, right?
もっと頑張らないとうざいだけだよ。
Yeah, don't mess with Anis. She just kicks butt. Okay, so I went ahead and walked out of here.
準備ができたわ。あらご苦労様。
And we'll go ahead and end this episode, and I'll leave you all with a
いろいろ
fun
料理作れるよう
skit
になったな。ずっと食事当番させてたら。
talking about
あら。
the cooking of Tyr. Her cooking is real delicious.
誰かがやらないといけないし。それに料理するのは嫌いじゃないから。
She doesn't, mind cooking.
普通の女の子っぽいな。
Oh, you're like a regular girl,
あくまでも非常時の訓練の一環として。
just like a
愛
normal
の
girl.
訓練のため。
Oh, it's the love. She's cooking with love.
食事を取らないといけないでしょ。
So they're gonna start picking on Tyr.
花嫁修行と戦闘訓練を両立するとはさすがですね。
両立してません。あら、両立できているのではなくて、美味しいですわよこの料理。そうじゃなくて、
花嫁修行一本なんだよね。
違うの、本当に違うの。
またまた。
違う。でも読みにくいなさい。やって違うのに。大様でも。
ルーク、そろそろ助けてやったら
It's
どう
like,
だ？
should we help her?
楽しそうだし。
It looks like she's happy, having fun. I love it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Mata Mew.